Hello people, I hope you have watched all of my previous videos because all of these are connected to each other, and if you don't watch the previous one, it's hard for you to understand the videos from now on. So on the previous video I covered preservatives in a natural way and artificial or industrial way. So the natural way is just like I showed you. Please watch the previous video. And also with natural spices like salt. Also plus what I showed you before, how to conserve it. Also salt helps, also fresh lemon juice or apple cider vinegar or natural vinegar. It has to be natural vinegar, and those are natural preservative. The industrial one, as I said, is the citric acid, E300 or E whatever, all those code they put it on there. Nobody knows except themselves. So those are the ones which you need to avoid. And palm oil and hydrogenated oil also industrial preservative, because bacteria cannot grow in margarine or palm oil. The test has been done, is a fact, is not a theory or so, okay? And that's about it. And I'm going to move on to what we need to avoid in industrial food. So I covered already the margarine, palm oil, preservative. Also, I'm going to add it in this video, GMO vegetable oil, which they do not mention it in ingredient, okay? Corn, soy, rice, and antibiotic. If the ingredient you're buying has dairy product in it, most likely it has antibiotic in it, unless it's organic. Why antibiotic? For one reason, few reasons. First one is good because they inject antibiotic to the cow or the sheep or such, because they live in a very poor environment and they can get infection easily. They live next to each other. They are under stress. When the animal is under stress, obviously their immune system gets weak. And also they live under stool, so many stools around them, or animal waste. So because of that, they live on billions of bacteria around them. So, and because it's there, so they get sick easily. That's why. And the food they give them is not a natural food, or is not an organic grass. Because of that, also the immune system gets weak. Therefore, they have to put antibiotic in them. So that is also a preservative, because it's antibacterial. So you should not take any antibiotic in any food either. So if you buy yogurt, butter, milk, or anything like that, or cheese, if it's not organic, especially in the US, definitely has antibiotic. Here depends on where you buy it, you know. But if it's organic, it's safe. So I covered that as well. Artificial flavor, for example, they say it's a strawberry ice cream, and you see the color is like just like it's the strawberry, or blueberry, or all of those colorful fruit. Because to make it cheap and because they are greedy, they don't use a strawberry, they use artificial color to make it look like a strawberry, and they put sugar, and people say, okay, it's sweet and it's red, then it's a strawberry then. And they put so much sugar. Because it's so much sugar, all you taste is just sweetness. You don't get any flavor. And if they want to cheat more, they add artificial flavor, which they are really good at it. They make an artificial flavor which tastes like pomegranate, and is really difficult even for me, who I'm doing this for 15 years. Even I couldn't recognize it. Imagine how good they are in the lab. So, and they put pomegranate fruit in the store, and you say, okay, it's because the fruit is there, then what they put in the glass is a pomegranate too. No, I caught them a few times because the taste was a little bit off, and I said, okay, I want you juice it right in front of me. And he did it, and the taste was absolutely much better and such. So avoid artificial flavor too. So by the law, they're supposed to write these in ingredients, which they do it. But they write it so small, so you have to, people just because of mental laziness or such, they don't read it and they buy it, and these are one of the elements of illness and sickness and weakness. And avoid aroma. For example, if that product supposed to be smelly, they put is artificial. If it's a rose water, it's not a rose water. They put aroma of the rose water, which smells like a rose, but is artificial, and you put in your food, and that is like a weak poison. It won't kill you immediately, but is alien. That formula is alien to your body. So that's about that. And I'm going to move on to a very important subject, which is a big question and big argument in the food world, is GMO. What is GMO? It is genetically manipulated organism. It means when they want to plant that seed to grow corn, soy, or rice, which is most of people use this. Like if it's Spanish people, they use mostly corn. If it's Indian, Afghanian, Persian, or Syrian, they use mostly rice. If people are from China or Taiwan or such, they use mostly soy to make a soy milk or soy something, you know. So they target those things which people buy or use more, therefore more profit for them. And I have to, is a really complicated subject. I don't want to confuse you, but I'm going to make it short and simple because I don't want this video gets long. In academic system is a subject, and they teach it, which called life science. Life science. People study it, and some people say they don't know what is life science. When somebody studies life science, that means they are learning how to make all the seeds or all the plant GMO. Okay, and if you study nutrition in university, definitely they convince you that the GMO is good for you. So it's opposite of what I studied. So there is an argument between us and them, and we never get to the conclusion. So still is an argument, and I leave it to you. I explain it as short as possible. You can do the research by yourself. Then you choose. You want to eat GMO ingredient or you want to eat ingredient instead. Everybody have freedom to choose whatever they want. But if somebody gets MS, for example, it's too late. You cannot switch back to, because it's already, the damage has been done. And the bad part is FDA across the world, they approved GMO because it comes from university. FDA means Food and Drug Administration. So it's like a organization which approve a product or ingredient to come into the market. And basically the whole world, or all governments stand behind this GMO product. Unfortunately. So that means, let me give you an example, because when I went to the university and I had a discussion with the nutrition department professor, or the director of the nutrition department in Iran, and this discussion was about GMO. So he was saying, we change the gene the way that the product is going to have more calcium, more vitamin in it. So therefore it's better than the organic one. And I said, you can manipulate the seed to enforce the seed to make more iron or more C vitamin and such. But the nature of that seed is corrupted. Therefore, because your body doesn't understand it. So imagine basically is something like a bad thing to eat. For example, a stool. A dog eats a stool, or for example, animal waste or poop. Somebody comes and added B complex vitamin in it and calcium in it and iron pills in it and mix it with that and claims that this poop is enriched with variety of vitamin, variety of mineral. But that doesn't mean that is good for you, because it's all other element that is bad. It has billions of bacteria. When it goes to the food, that if a seed is corrupted or is manipulated, of course they change the gene to have many vitamin or mineral in it. But when it goes to the body, instead of the body observe it, gets confused. Therefore, is going to make a big mess. For example, the pH of the body starts to go down. If the pH of the body goes down, then everything gets messed up. When the body don't understand it, cannot absorb the calcium, of course has a calcium, but not like your body can understand and accept it. To accept the calcium and remain in the body is not just like it comes and absorb it, no. If the pH of the body goes down for whatever reason, by your emotion, by the environment, by the the way you breathe, the way you eat, it comes and goes. It won't stay in the body. Unless all of those elements together are working well, then that calcium or that mineral like iron stays in the body and functions. The body functions better. Okay. And back in decades ago, they would pesticide the vegetable with aeroplane, okay? And then because they are greedy, they say, oh, it's gonna be pricey to hire a pilot and put in poison, it's going to be expensive. So instead, what shall we do to make it cheaper and we don't pay for that? And poison is expensive because we have to buy gallons and gallons and gallons. So they come up with this idea to take one gene out from a lethal bacteria, which if one of those bacteria, only one bacteria, goes to our food, it kills the person instantly. That person cannot even reach an emergency room. So only one gene from this bacteria is enough to make it like a weak poison, because whole bacteria, of course, kills a person. But one gene, they take one gene from that bacteria and they put it in all of those crops like rice, soy, and on and on and on. Then when this seed becomes sprout and becomes a plant, if a grasshopper take one bite of any part of this plant, is going to die instantly. So it's 10 times cheaper because it is in the seed. The pesticide is in the gene already. So this way they save way more, millions of dollars at least per year. So I just brought you an example what kind of a side effect you get in the GMO food, but they don't announce it, of course. All they say, oh, it's going to have more vitamin and such, but they hide this part, how they cheat to not to put, to avoid pesticide. So in organic, pesticide at any type of it is illegal. If you buy product has an organic logo on it, by the standard, they should not put any type of pesticide in it. Could be at any kind, GMO or by the poison or by any kind. So that's the reason the affection on the body is different. According to the researchers and the tests, GMO ingredient is one of the main reason of MS disease. Okay, so I brought the picture for you to see what is MS and how. So the MS is one branch of autoimmune disease. So how the autoimmune disease happens? Because of poor nutrition and manipulated food like a GMO, your body cannot be intelligent anymore. For example, your bone has to be strong enough, and because bones are made of cells too, and as long as we are alive, every single bone cell from our bone also are alive. So they are the one who make the white cells and red cells. So imagine if the bone doesn't get fed properly, the result is unintelligent white cell or white globule. When that happens, the white cell must be intelligent because they have many tasks. With different bacteria or different viruses, they have to use different gun or different weapon. if they are not intelligent enough, what's going to happen? The flu is going to win. They call it corona or COVID. Of course, viruses update themselves all the time. They have been doing that for centuries. So, but why they used to lose all the time? Because our body was intelligent enough, because our white cell was intelligent enough to update themselves to recognize that virus and kill them. When they lose their intelligence, obviously they cannot recognize that virus anymore who has been updated. So they see that virus or that bacteria which updated itself as a friend or as a part of the body, and they recognize your skin, for example, as an enemy. That's why some autoimmune disease attacks the skin and gets swollen and rash, and that's a really painful disease which has pain and itchiness and burning sensation and such. Or attack a kidney or attack nerve. So I brought a picture. This is a nerve right here, okay? And this nerve here, this has this is a wire, bunch of the wire goes through this, and the wire is sealed. This way, when another nerve is next into it, because it's not like a one nerve here and one nerve, they go along next to each other, okay? When white cell attack this cover, which imagine this is a wire made of a copper, and there's a plastic cover over it. So why they put that plastic cover, which is has a color code on it? Some is red, some is blue, some is yellow and such. Because that's a different story. But anyway, it has cover on it to insulate that wire so it doesn't touch another wire to make it short and pop the fuse or burn something, okay? So white cell, when attack this plastic cover, let's say, or this cover in the nerve, then it cannot be protected anymore. So this nerve gets shortage with another nerve, then it cannot go through your leg muscle. It goes back. So you are saying, I want to move my leg, but it doesn't go through because it got short here with another nerve and goes back to the brain. It gets lost, basically. This is how the MS, the reason of the MS is autoimmune disease. What the autoimmune disease, where the autoimmune disease comes from the food, from all those elements which affects your health, which is, I'm gonna go through every single one. So now we are in nutrition chapter, basically. So that's why it's really important to know what GMO does to your body. And just 1 second. Yes. Yeah, basically, that is about it. Thank you very much for your time. And I hope you watch other chapters too, like a philosophy, EMF, and such and such. And water therapy, so far I covered 3 chapters. This is the 4th one, if I'm not wrong. And If you like it, please share it with other people. Thank you very much for your time.